Hello ladies, welcome back to my channel. My name's Heidi and this is week 2 of 30 Days to Change My Ways Perimenopause Edition, and I am on day 16, which is all about emotional vocabulary. Now I have a different setting, a different backdrop. So I'm sat in a park near where my car's getting fixed. So I thought, get that camera out and show something other than your blooming living room. So here I am on day 16, and I hope you can hear me because it is quite windy. In fact, let me just check. Yes, I think that sounds okay, so I'll just carry on. So for emotional vocabulary, so on the worksheet it's saying name 3 to 5 reoccurring emotions and then reflect on their messages. For example, are the negative emotions like anger or sadness? Where, when, or what part of the day do you feel them most intensely? Now, I've written down 3 negative emotions. Now, with that being said, I have said on previous videos that I'm a very optimistic person. I always wake up optimistic. You know, I would never wake up and think, oh, my day is going to be shit. I'm just not that kind of person. I wouldn't do that, even under any kind of pressure or challenges, or if I'm genuinely feeling a little bit sad, I will acknowledge that, but I will not let that navigate my day ever. So I have got 3 here: irritation, frustration, and overwhelmed. So because it's a perimenopause edition, they are the things that come up quite frequently, and I'm sure in everyday life, if I wasn't in perimenopause, I would experience those emotions, but probably not as consistently as I do at the moment. So I've written those 3, and then on the next page I will always put a screenshot of the questions, or I'll write them down here somewhere. But what impact are these emotions having on your day, your mood, and your behaviour? So for me, my mood can be quite unpredictable, with things like irritation and frustration, because the things that perhaps wouldn't have bothered me before, or I would have just let ride, I'm like, no, I need to point this out, it's really annoying me. You know, again, going back to yesterday's people pleaser, one thing I'm trying to do is express more assertively things that are annoying me. So in my household with the girls, I hate having to repeat myself, but then the girls will say, oh, you've been repeating it, you just keep repeating yourself all the time. And I'm like, because you're not listening. Like, if I've said, can you get that washing up out the way? And these are everyday things. I know this isn't like anything major, people deal with this every day, but I think for me, the thing that I've noticed the most is I would have just done the washing up myself before, because I'd think, right, I want it clean, she's taking too long, and I want it done, so I would just do it. But now I'm like, no, this is my house as well. That is your responsibility. Stop leaving it till midnight to do the dishes. We haven't got a dishwasher. So before anyone says anything about that, even loading the dishwasher, I'm pretty sure my daughter would leave it till the very last minute before she loaded it. So I do go on and on and on. And then the other daughter, it might be her bedroom, or pick up some stuff, or bring out your plates for washing up. Silly things like that. I have noticed I will perhaps raise my voice or say something 50 times over, and the girls will then be like, oh my goodness, oh my God, you just keep going on. Yes, I do, because you're not listening to me, and I'm not letting it go over my head anymore or doing it myself. Take some responsibility, because you're going to have a grown-up life soon, and all these things you're going to need to get done, so let's get practicing, eh? So there's that. Then it says, write down, put my glasses on, how you can manage your potential triggers and stress factors, because this can help you become more self-aware and compassionate, and to process, I can't speak, I've got chewing gum in, and process your emotions and help clear any brain fog. So I do journaling, and this channel has really helped me become more reflective and more aware of my emotions, and actually seeing where I need to, what my potential triggers are, basically, and things that stress me out. And then I am a fixer, so I will then think, right, how's this going to be able to run a bit more smoothly? How can we make this easier, smarter, not harder? So yes, I am going to enjoy the rest of my time in this park. There is actually like a kids park that side and then football stuff behind me, but I'm literally just going to enjoy being out in nature. Apparently my car's only going to take an hour. So yes, that is day 16. And I just thought, actually, yesterday, I've missed a day, haven't I? I've missed a day. So I didn't film yesterday because we were in a heat wave and it was absolutely horrendous. Again, in perimenopause, who is suffering? And probably not suffering silently, because I know that I don't. It's unbearable. We say we shouldn't moan and it will pass, da-da-da-da-da. But I feel like in the UK, we are just not used to it. I mean, we had alerts on our phone to say that there's a chance of wildfire. We've got a hose pipe ban. As you can see behind me, everything looks like a desert. And yeah, it was not a good day yesterday, but yesterday was, let me just think, because I'm filming on my phone, so I can't look at it and I haven't brought the whole workbook with me. Oh, yesterday was, give me a second. Right, okay. Now, day 15 was letting go and letting go of old roles and expectations. So when I said a moment ago about being a people pleaser and a yes person, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. So letting go, it was a journal exercise yesterday. So day 15, I've scribbled a couple of notes here. So I put that I wanted to stop being a people pleaser and a yes person. I've always been wanting to be helpful and accommodating to everyone that I care about, which I feel like it was probably part of my personality, but I would often say yes to things or commit to things that I maybe didn't necessarily have enough time to do, or I'd squeeze them in, or I'd, put what I was going to do at the bottom of the pile because, this person wants to do this or go here or that kind of thing. So I put there that I need to say no more, and I have been doing that consciously, probably for the last couple of years, because it does take practice saying no and not feeling like you need to justify why it's a no, because you feel guilty or you feel they might take it personally, and actually just practicing saying, as long as I understand why I'm saying no, how they feel about it shouldn't be my problem. So I've had a bit of practice of that, but that I feel is quite important, because otherwise people just, rather than value you or me, so rather than feeling a value, it's just an expectation that some people have, not everybody, but there are certain characters that we all know and love that just expect you to do things for them or accommodate for them. And it's important to question, well, what are they actually doing for me? What are they accommodating to me? That kind of thing. So letting go of feeling disappointed in other people's behaviour or attitude. So I used to take it not massively personally, but constantly think why. I always want to know why people behave the way that they do, but I would kind of take it personally. Like, on reflection, I think you were like, oh, I'm a bit disappointed that they reacted that way or they behaved that way. Why did they do that? But I need to understand that it's not actually my business. In terms of my kids, if I feel like their behaviour or their attitude to something is not great, or there's a butterfly, or if they've got a stinking attitude one day, I will pull them up on it and say, what's the problem, what's going on, you behaving not very nice, all of those things. I will pull them up on it, but then it's up to them to act on it. I'm not going to stay disappointed with them. So yeah, letting go, the Mel Robbins let them theory is very much in the back of my mind about everything, especially the things that we cannot control. And I think as mothers and like caregivers, maybe the person that's running the household, you always want to feel in control, but actually just let go of, you can't control other people. And as nice as it would be to say that we can do that for our grown-up children, we actually can't. We can only give our opinion, and whether they take that on board or not is down to them, isn't it? So that's that. And then I've put stop shrinking. So stop shrinking and create more space and more time for what I like, what I want to do. Now this is a big one because I have spent my parenting years always putting my kids first, and I think I always will, but there is room to think of yourself and what you might need, and I just never have prioritised myself in that sense. It's always been, okay, you know, I'm trying to think of a scenario, but especially with children, there's certain things that they need, and I have always prioritised that, forgetting that there is room for stuff that I would like to do as well. And I think that is like a midlife transition, awakening, finding your purpose, all of those emotional elements of midlife and perimenopause has definitely come into play for me. So this YouTube channel, for instance, is huge for me. I'm a very quietly confident person. I don't like the idea of being looked at, you know, presentations at work I would hate, presentations at uni, I just find stuff like that really cringy. But I feel like part of my purpose is to share these inner feelings that specifically women are feeling throughout perimenopause, because I was so shocked that one, women don't speak about it, two, in the wellness space, in the space of medicine, perimenopause is being talked about a lot now, but it hasn't been previously. So actually creating some space for me to be creative about something that's really passionate to me is a really big thing. So letting go of feeling like I have to, it's kind of like taking baby out of that corner. Anyone that knows Dirty Dancing, yeah, I'm gonna just stop shrinking. It's time. It's my time to come in to my own and move forward with more confidence, assert myself, and follow my purpose. So there we go. We did that back to front. So I did day 16 first and then day 15 afterwards. But ladies, I hope it's been helpful for you today, and nice to have a different view. And we even got visited by a butterfly. So I'm going to go say that that was my dad saying, yes, Heidi, carry on with what you're doing. You're on the right track. So I will see you tomorrow for day 17. Bye. Hello ladies, welcome back. It is actually day 18 of my 30 days to change my ways, but I haven't done day 17 because day 17 was a Sunday and I went out. I actually went out and socialised with my mother and my daughter, and my second daughter actually, towards the end of the day. And I thought, oh, I'll film day 17, which is the life timeline map. I'll do it when I get back, but we got back late, then we got a Chinese. Hello, Blosses. So yeah, I didn't get time to do it. I've done one of these before, and this is my old one. And as you can see, it's 2 pages of stuff that I've written. Now, the idea of a timeline, a life timeline map, is, well, it says here to record any key turning points or events and identify any shifts throughout your life so far. This is individual to you, so add as much detail as you wish. You can begin at birth, or your first memory, or just plot what you consider significant events in your life. Now, because I'm quite in, if you wanted to do this to get a sense of where you're at now, who you are now, then you could do a 5-year, like what's happened in the last 5 years in terms of significant events or shifts in your life. You could do 5 years, 10 years, the last 15 years. My light has just died. Let's just carry on. Let me see if I can create a bit more light. So yeah, so if you didn't want, if you haven't got the brain power to maybe go back to birth or your first memory, then it doesn't have to be that. I went back to when my first daughter was born, so I didn't even go back to my childhood. Now, if you are in the therapy coaching world, then you'll know what a life timeline map is, and it might be that as part of your therapy or your coaching session, it would be suggested to go back to childhood or birth, just to try and work out, because they will work through with you where you're at now, why you're where you're at, and perhaps untangle some stuff from early childhood. So it's a really, really good exercise to do if you want to understand yourself better, but it doesn't mean that you have to start so far back. If it's more to do with maybe work or performance and less about personal understanding, then go back 5 years, go back 10 years. If you think the sort of person that hasn't got the patience to do it, maybe do it over time. So like, just start with when you were young up to the age of 10, for example, then give yourself a break, then pick it up again. There's all different ways that you can do a life timeline map. And I actually did mine just in one day, my old one. And when I read through it, in terms of significant events, my dad passed away in 2018, and I didn't forget to put him on. I just, well, I did. I didn't put him on there, and that was a significant turning point in my life and kind of why I am the person I am today. Because when someone that you care about passes and they're not there anymore, for me anyway, it made me reflect on my life up to this point, reflect on his life and the things that he would have loved to have done if he could stay, all of those things that I think grieving brings. And that's where my journey started, with feeling like, okay, I am not fulfilled in my professional life and needed a bit more sense of direction. So obviously, because I was busy yesterday, I haven't done an up-to-date one, but I will get this done. But some examples, I started when my first daughter was born in 2003. Then I jumped to when my second daughter was born in 2013. Then my dad passing. Then I put COVID, because a lot happened internally for me during COVID and my relationships with my daughters. COVID was a very positive thing for my immediate family in every sense of the word. Unfortunately, we didn't have any like scary experiences or anyone close to us pass away during that time. It was very, very positive and fulfilling time for me. What else have I put? Then I put my symptoms of perimenopause started, and that was 2019. So I managed to, once I knew what was happening with perimenopause, I put the very first time I had to stop and consider my purpose, my future, and my mental health. Symptoms of perimenopause started, heavy painful periods, migraines, and my body pain. And that's because I had to stop, because we obviously didn't go into work. I was working from home, and so your morning starts a lot slower. And I noticed all the things that my body was going through. And then I've jumped to 2023, which was when I handed my notice in for my job at the bank. 2024, I handed my notice in at the primary school I was working at, in the office, and started my university journey in psychology counselling. And then in 2025, I started my YouTube channel with more intention. So I was like, I'm going to journal my university experience as a mature student and in perimenopause. And that's where we are today. So, day 18, I don't have, give me 1 second. I bloody did have it. It was behind me. Okay, so day 18 is future self visualization. So today, it says journal. Meet your future self by answering some of the questions below. Write down your answers or ask yourself the questions during a meditation, or choose one that suits you best. So grounding in the present. How do you currently feel in your body and your mind? What are the 1 to 2 challenges you face regularly during perimenopause? I'll pop this on the screen. Meet your future self. So imagine yourself in 3 to 5 years from now. What does your ideal day look like? Where are you? What are you doing? So I would say my ideal day would look like a slow morning. It would look like helping others in some way. So whether I progress to become a qualified counsellor, or whether I decide to go more down a coaching route, specifically menopause related, so a menopause coach, I'm not that sure yet. But my day looks like a slow start. It looks like a day of reading. It looks like a day of nature. It looks like more fulfillment, more of a sense of direction, more grounding in who I am. Yeah, and looking forward to doing things with my girls, spending time with them, having adventures, that kind of thing. So it says, how do you feel emotionally and physically in this future version of yourself? So in 5 years' time, I'm thinking that I'm probably going to be post-menopausal rather than peri, which I'm hoping and I'm guessing that things will be steadier. So because my periods would have stopped, my estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, all those levels are at the lowest that they'll ever be. I'm hoping that I will plateau out and there'll be less up and down, up and down, up and down in terms of hormonal fluctuations and suffering with the symptoms. Now, I do know that lots of women still have postmenopausal symptoms, and if that is the case, I will just stay on my patches. You know, I'm not worried about that. I see that as more of a steadier time for me. And then it goes on to say what she knows. What wisdom does your future self want to share with you today? So I would say, what wisdom does your future self want you to share with you today? Keep going. Never stop trusting your own instincts. Follow your dreams and your desires. Keep moving forward with intention and you will not go wrong. You are where you are supposed to be at exactly the time you are thinking about where am I supposed to be at. Just think about where you're at, what you're doing, and accept that that's where you're at right now, and there's more coming. Inspired action. What is one small step that you can take this week to become more like your future self? And I would say that consistency. So I didn't upload my short for day 17 yesterday, and it was a really, really busy day, but that does not mean that because I've missed a day, oh, what's the point? Because I know it's quite easy when you have committed to something and stay consistent. There's going to be days where you perhaps think, is it worth doing this? Why am I doing this? Questioning it, maybe some negativity coming into it. But I would say that my inspired action is continue to be consistent. Just keep it moving, keep it moving. That is my inspired action for today. I would say that is all I have for today. So I will see you again tomorrow for day 19, which is rewrite the narrative, reimagine you, reignite her. And please excuse the mess. Everywhere is just a mess. We are on the first day of a cool day since the heat wave. It is the 18th of August. And because we're on day 19, which I am going to read to you. Let's do that bit first, actually, because no one wants to see me on the treadmill. Let's face it. So, oh, the lighting. That is terrible. I'll stand over here. Okay, so here we go. I'll pop it on the screen. Day 19 is rewrite the narrative, reimagine you, reignite her. So it's basically write a new story. And it starts the sentence off for me. I am a woman who, and then you finish the story. What is the new story? So mine began about 2 years ago when I decided to leave my job that I'd done for 22 years and try something new. I then worked in a school for a year, still kind of, that was admin though, I wasn't like a TA or anything like that. I did that for a year as like a stepping stone out of the banking world, financial world, into a completely different environment. Decided probably after the first 3 months, this is absolutely not for me, working in a school, but did my year and then applied for uni, and I'm now 2 years in. So I'm halfway through a degree in psychology counselling, and I've got 2 years left. So my reimagining started a couple of years ago, and so I've wrote a couple of points to share with you, and I've put, I am a woman who takes a risk, believes in herself, reimagined her life as something new. So I wanted to do something different. It was a complete career change. I wanted something that was more meaningful to me, more fun, that had a bit more of a purpose in terms of what I was offering the world. And yes, I've put something meaningful and fun. I also want to reignite the girl that speaks up and contributes. And that can be in any context. So whether it's professional or personal, I am quietly confident that I need, or feel the need, that I should be taking up a bit more space instead of shrinking, like I said on a previous, I don't know whether it was this vlog or a previous vlog. So now I'm a girl who believes that she has value, that I'm important. I've put I'm deserving of love, and I lead with intention, which is for me one of the most important things. Like, what is my intention with the direction in which my life is going? When I say that I have a purpose, what are my intentions? And I think I'm on the right track. So I can't stand here and say this is going to be me in 5 years' time, because there's so many options available and life happens and things can happen, hopefully all positive, that you don't know. But I am definitely reimagining and reigniting. I can hear Bella. So I'm going to do 20 minutes on the treadmill. Then day 20 and 21 are again reflection days, but actually they're really nice days. So I'll put this on the screen as well. It's actually a reflect and ritual. So some ideas that I've thought of is write a letter about anything, or this could be like a bit like a rage page, where if I'm feeling frustrated or angry, or I just want to write down lots of thoughts, write it down, and then you can either burn it or release it into flowing water, which sounds like quite a meaningful exercise. Participate in a sound bath, or listen to calming music. I feel like I'm brushing. I did recently. This year I have done a sound bath with a group of friends, but I didn't feel like it was ready for me. So hey, it was really for me. So I won't be doing that. Another idea would be to draw or paint a piece of art. So if you're creative, you could do that. And I think I've said previously, I love painting. I've still got my living room to do, which is to paint, do a few DIYs, have a little shift around. So that's what I'm going to be doing for the next couple of days. So I will join you in my next vlog, where I'm into week 4. That is crazy. So the last week of the 30 days. So I'll join you on day 23. All right, well, thank you for listening, and remember to be kind to yourself, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.